Life will test you in ways you never imagined. There will be nights when you feel broken, mornings when you question why you even wake up, and moments where everything inside you screams that you're not enough. But listen carefully. Those moments are not the end of you. They are the beginning of your victory path. Every scar, every failure, every rejection is not meant to destroy you, but to carve out the warrior inside of you. You must understand, nothing in this world changes until you decide to believe. Believe you can rise. Believe you can fight. Believe you can become unstoppable. The truth is simple. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to hand you success. Nobody is going to fight your battles for you. It's on you, and that's the greatest power you will ever have. Because once you accept responsibility for your destiny, you become untouchable. The moment you believe in your ability, you activate a force stronger than fear, stronger than doubt, stronger than pain. That's when victory begins, not when you win, but when you believe winning is possible for you. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the teacher, the signal, the reminder that you are still here, still breathing, still capable of becoming more than you were yesterday. Every time you feel pain, whether it is the sting of failure, the heaviness of heartbreak, the ache of discipline, or the loneliness of sacrifice, it is not life punishing you. It is life sharpening you. Pain is proof that you are alive. And as long as you are alive, you still have the chance to grow, to change, to rise, to transform into the person you are meant to be. People run from pain. They try to hide from it, to numb it, to bury it under distractions and excuses. But the truth is that avoiding pain means avoiding growth. Without pain, there is no progress, no transformation, no greatness. The body grows through pain in the gym, tearing muscles so they rebuild stronger. The mind grows through pain and discipline, forcing itself to stay focused when it would rather quit. The soul grows through pain and loss, learning to stand tall when everything has been taken away. Pain is the universal language of progress, and those who understand it, those who embrace it, those who harness it, they are the ones who rise above mediocrity and step into greatness. When pain comes, most people collapse. They see it as a curse, but the strongest see it as a compass. Pain points you toward what must be changed, what must be improved, what must be rebuilt. If your body aches from being unfit, it's telling you to get stronger. If your heart hurts from betrayal, it's teaching you to trust yourself first. If your mind suffers under pressure, it's preparing you for bigger battles ahead. Pain always has a purpose. The question is whether you will listen or run. The weak run, and they run for a lifetime. The strong listen, they take the lesson, and they grow. Growth is not born in comfort. Comfort keeps you the same, but pain molds you into someone new. Every legend, every warrior, every leader in history was forged in pain. They were not born unstoppable. They were broken down, tested, beaten, and scarred until they rebuilt themselves stronger than before. When you feel pain, remember it is proof you are not finished yet. It is proof that there is more inside you waiting to be unlocked. The worst thing that could ever happen to you is not pain. It is the absence of pain, because that means you have stopped growing, stopped evolving, stopped chasing a higher version of yourself. A painless life is a stagnant life, and stagnation is the slow death of potential. So stop cursing the pain. Start thanking it. Start seeing it for what it really is, a reminder that you are still alive, still capable, still in the fight. Every tear, every scar, every sleepless night is a deposit into your future strength. You may not see it today, but one day you will look back and realize the pain that once crushed you was the same pain that built you. The truth is simple. Nobody escapes pain. It touches the rich, the poor, the strong, the weak, the ambitious, and the lazy alike. But what separates the great from the average is how they use it. The average man lets pain define him. He carries it like chains, using it as an excuse to stop trying. The great man uses pain as fuel. He turns every wound into wisdom, every setback into strategy, every loss into power. That is the choice before you. Will pain break you, or will it shape you? Will you spend your life hiding from it, or will you face it, embrace it, and let it turn you into the strongest version of yourself? Pain is proof that you are still capable of growth. As long as you are breathing, as long as you can feel that burn, that sting, that ache, you have not reached the end. You still have another level to reach, another mountain to climb, another victory to claim. Do not fear pain. Do not curse it. Respect it. Because in the end, the man who learns to endure pain is the man who learns to master life. Belief is the seed of every victory, the invisible force that shapes reality long before the world ever sees the result. Every triumph, every breakthrough, breakthrough, every empire built or dream fulfilled began with belief. Without belief, nothing is possible. With belief, everything becomes possible. It is the starting point of every journey, the foundation of every achievement, and the weapon that carries you through the storms that would break most people. You cannot win without belief, because belief is what keeps you standing when logic says you should fall. It is what whispers one more try when the world screams give up. It is what separates the man who dreams and quits from the man who dreams and conquers. Think about it. How can you ever expect to succeed if you don't even believe success is possible? A mind filled with doubt is already defeated before the battle begins. Belief plants the seed. It doesn't give you instant results. It doesn't hand you victory overnight, but it gives you the courage to take the first step. And that first step is everything. Belief is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing to see beyond it. The greatest men and women in history didn't wait for evidence before they believed. They believed first, and then they built the evidence through relentless action. They believed when no one else did. They believed when it looked impossible. And because of that, they achieved the impossible. Belief is not some fluffy, empty word. It is raw power. When you truly believe, your mind shifts. You stop looking for excuses and start looking for solutions. You stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I win? You stop fearing the effort and start embracing the grind. Belief creates resilience, and resilience creates victory. Without belief, discipline dies, motivation fades, and goals vanish. With belief, even the heaviest burdens feel lighter, because you know every ounce of effort is pulling you closer to victory. There will always be people who don't believe in you. They will doubt you, mock you, laugh at you, even try to convince you that you're chasing something impossible. And maybe to them, it is impossible. But belief is what separates your reality from theirs. They don't have to believe in you. They don't have to see the vision. They don't have to understand. As long as you believe, their doubt is irrelevant. Victory does not belong to the world. It belongs to the man who refuses to let go of his faith in himself. Belief is also contagious. When you carry unshakable belief, people feel it. They are drawn to it. They see it in your eyes, in your voice, in your actions. It inspires them. It commands respect. It earns loyalty. Belief builds leaders, and leaders create victories not only for themselves, but for those who follow them. But that spark begins with you. You cannot expect anyone else to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself first. And yes, belief will be tested. Life will try to break it. Failure will whisper in your ear. Setbacks will try to crush it. Pain will make you question it. But that is exactly why belief matters. It is the one thing that cannot be taken from you unless you surrender it. Everything else can be stripped away: your money, your status, your comfort, your support. But as long as belief remains, you are still in the fight. And the man who stays in the fight long enough always finds his victory. Belief is the seed of every victory. You cannot win without it. Doesn't matter how much talent you have, how much knowledge you possess, or how many resources you can access. Without belief, all of it is wasted. But with belief, even a man with nothing can rise to conquer the world. History is filled with men who started with nothing but belief, and they became legends. The truth is, you are no different. You carry the same power, the same seed, the same chance. The only question is, will you believe long enough, hard enough, and deep enough to let that seed grow into victory? Because the moment you do, the world has no choice but to bend to your will. Discipline will carry you when motivation fades, and motivation will always fade. People think success comes from feeling inspired every day, waking up excited, driven, and ready to chase the dream. But that's a lie. Nobody feels motivated all the time. Even the strongest, even the greatest, even the most successful wake up some days feeling tired, empty, unmotivated. The difference between those who win and those who lose is not who feels motivated more often. It's who acts regardless of how they feel. That is discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline is the soldier inside you that refuses to surrender. Even when the fire of motivation burns out, motivation is a spark, and sparks are temporary. They ignite you for a moment. They push you to start, but they cannot keep you burning forever. Discipline is the fuel. It is the structure, the consistency, the commitment that keeps you moving forward day after day, year after year. Discipline is waking up when the alarm goes off, not because you're motivated, but because you said you would. Discipline is training when you're tired, working when you're uninspired, staying focused when distractions tempt you to quit. Discipline is the reason some men rise while others stagnate. When you rely on motivation, your progress will always be inconsistent. Some days you'll push hard, other days you'll fall apart. But discipline doesn't bend to feelings. It doesn't ask whether you're tired, whether you're sad, whether you're comfortable. It demands action. It demands respect. And if you give it that respect, it will reward you with results that motivation alone could never produce. Motivation is the hype man, but discipline is the general. Motivation gets you out of the gate, but discipline gets you across the finish line. Discipline is freedom. People think discipline is chains, that it takes away your fun, your freedom, your choices. The truth is the opposite. Discipline gives you freedom because it builds the life you actually want instead of the life you settle for. Discipline frees you from weakness, from regret, from the pain of mediocrity. Motivation gives you temporary excitement, but discipline gives you lasting transformation. The man who lives by discipline controls his destiny. The man who lives by motivation is controlled by his moods, his laziness, and his excuses. Understand this. Feelings are liars. They will trick you. They will convince you that you can take it easy today, that you've done enough, that tomorrow is a better time to start. If you listen to feelings, you will never reach greatness. Discipline is what silences feelings. It is the voice that says, I don't care how you feel, we are doing this anyway. And that voice is the one that builds empires, forges warriors, and creates unstoppable men. Every man who has ever achieved greatness did so through discipline. Athletes train when they don't feel like it. Entrepreneurs work when the odds are stacked against them. Leaders make tough decisions when they'd rather escape. They don't wait for motivation to appear. They create habits, routines, and standards that force progress regardless of how they feel. That is why they succeed where others fail. The truth is, anyone can be motivated when it's easy, when the sun is shining, when everything feels good. But who are you when the fire dies? Who are you when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and you want nothing more than to stay in bed? Who are you when the weight feels too heavy, when the work feels endless, when the reward feels far away? That's when discipline decides your future. Because motivation will leave you in that moment, but discipline will carry you through. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not loud. It's not exciting. It's boring, repetitive, uncelebrated, but it is the foundation of everything worth having. Discipline is what builds strong bodies, sharp minds, and unshakable spirits. It is what keeps you going when every part of you wants to stop. And if you learn to love it, to embrace it, to live by it, you become untouchable. Motivation can be taken from you. Discipline cannot. It is yours to build, yours to own, yours to wield against anything life throws at you. Discipline will carry you when motivation fades. And one day, when you look back at your victories, you won't remember the days you felt motivated. You'll remember the days you didn't feel like doing it, but you did it anyway. That is the power of discipline. That is why the disciplined always win. No one will fight harder for your dream than you, and the moment you understand this truth is the moment you stop waiting for people to save you. Too many people waste their lives hoping someone will show up and hand them the life they want, a mentor, a friend, a family member, some miracle opportunity, but nobody is coming. Nobody cares about your dream the way you do. Nobody feels the fire burning in your chest. Nobody lies awake at night imagining the life you could build. Nobody knows the vision that keeps you alive in the dark. That vision was given to you and you alone. It is your responsibility to protect it, to nurture it, to fight for it every single day. If you won't fight for your dream, why should anyone else? Yes, there will be people who support you. Some might cheer for you. Some might even lend a hand, but never confuse support with ownership. They don't own your dream. They don't carry your burden. They don't feel your pain when you fall. They don't taste your hunger when you sacrifice. That's yours. And because it's yours, you must accept the brutal truth. If you don't put in the work, it will die. Dreams don't survive on hope. They survive on blood, sweat, and relentless effort. No one will sacrifice for your vision like you will. People may encourage you, but they won't stay up all night grinding when you're exhausted. They won't skip parties, cut distractions, and walk through loneliness the way you must. They won't take the punches life throws at you. They won't carry the scars, and they won't feel the weight of every rejection. That battle belongs to you. And that's the beauty of it. It's not supposed to be anyone else's. Because once you accept the fight is yours, you stop blaming the world and start owning your destiny. Every great achievement in history was born from someone who refused to wait for help. They didn't beg for permission. They didn't need validation. They didn't rely on the applause of others. They fought when nobody believed in them. They kept moving when everyone doubted them. They carried their vision alone until the world had no choice but to notice. That is what it means to fight for your dream. You don't need everyone to understand. You don't need everyone to believe. You only need yourself to keep swinging, to keep pushing, to keep building until the dream becomes reality. Understand this clearly. People will doubt you. People will laugh at you. People will criticize you. And if you let their opinions dictate your fight, your dream is already dead. No one else has to believe in it. You are enough. The only validation your dream needs is your effort, your sacrifice, your persistence. Because the truth is, the world will never take your dream seriously until you do. And the moment you show that you are willing to bleed for it, the moment you prove that you will keep fighting, no matter what, then others will start to take notice. But it starts with you. No one will fight harder for your dream than you, because nobody else stands to gain or lose what you do. If you fail, they move on. If you quit, they keep living their lives. But if you win, if you stay in the fight, if you make it happen, then the reward is yours forever. That's why you cannot outsource your fight. You cannot wait for someone else to drag you across the finish line. You cannot expect the world to hand you opportunities. You must create them. You must fight with a level of commitment so unshakable that the universe itself bends to your will. Yes, the road is lonely. Yes, it's exhausting. Yes, it will break you down over and over again. But the dream is worth it. And the fight is what makes you worthy of it. Every battle you face, every obstacle you overcome, every sacrifice you make is proof that you were chosen for this. And when you finally win, and you will win if you refuse to quit, you will know it wasn't luck, it wasn't chance, it wasn't handed to you. It was yours because you fought for it harder than anyone else ever could. No one will fight harder for your dream than you. And that is exactly why it belongs to you. Own it. Protect it, fight for it with everything you have. Because in the end, the world respects only those who refuse to stop swinging. And if you are willing to fight harder than anyone else, your dream will not remain a dream. It will become your reality. Victory belongs to those who refuse to quit. And that single truth has built empires, forged warriors, and created legends. Talent matters, intelligence matters, resources matter, but nothing matters more than the relentless refusal to stop. Quitting is the only guarantee of failure, and persistence is the only guarantee that one day, somehow, victory will be yours. The world doesn't hand success to the most gifted. It hands success to the most determined. The ones who keep standing back up after being knocked down. The ones who keep swinging long after everyone else has walked away. Life will hit you harder than you expect. It will test your will, your patience, your courage. You will face rejection, failure, loss, and pain that feels unbearable. Most people break under that weight. They convince themselves it wasn't meant to be, that maybe they should aim smaller, dream less, settle for mediocrity. But the ones who win are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. They understand that every failure is a step closer. Every setback is a lesson. Every wound is a scar that proves they are still in the fight. Refusing to quit doesn't mean life gets easier. It means you get tougher. It means you stop letting circumstances dictate your destiny. It means no matter how many times you are told no, you keep pushing until you create your own yes. Every champion has a story of being overlooked, underestimated, or doubted. But what made them champions was not talent alone. It was persistence. It was the fire that said, you can doubt me, you can push me down, you can laugh at me, but you will never see me quit. That is the attitude that turns losers into winners, underdogs into leaders, and nobodies into legends. Victory belongs to those who refuse to quit, because life always rewards endurance. Think of a mountain. Most people begin the climb full of energy, but as the air gets thinner, as the rocks get steeper, as the body gets weaker, they stop. They look up at the peak, and it feels impossible. They turn around and walk away. But the one who keeps going, one step at a time, even when his legs shake and lungs burn, eventually reaches the summit. It wasn't that he was stronger, faster, or smarter. It was simply that he refused to quit when everyone else did. That is the secret of victory. Not in speed, not in shortcuts, not in perfect circumstances, but in persistence. The man who refuses to quit outlasts his competition. He may not win in a day, in a week, or even in a year, but his consistency, his unshakable will, makes victory inevitable. Because eventually, life bends to those who endure. Challenges cannot last forever. Pain cannot last forever. Hard times cannot last forever. But if you refuse to quit, you will. And that alone guarantees that eventually you will stand where you once thought was impossible. There will be moments when quitting feels tempting, when your mind whispers that you've done enough, when your body screams for rest, when the weight of the journey feels unbearable. But those are the exact moments that separate the winners from the quitters. Those are the moments where you prove what you're made of. If you push through that breaking point, you will discover strength you never knew you had. Quitting kills dreams, but persistence builds them. Victory is not for the fastest or the luckiest. It is for the ones who refuse to give up, no matter how dark it gets, no matter how heavy it feels, no matter how long it takes. Your dream doesn't care how tired you are. Your destiny doesn't care how many excuses you can make. Your victory doesn't care how many people doubt you. It only cares about one thing. Will you keep going? Will you keep showing up? Will you refuse to quit until the fight is over? Victory belongs to those who refuse to quit. Not tomorrow, not someday, but every single day they decide to rise and fight again. The man who never quits cannot be defeated because no obstacle, no rejection, no failure can stop someone who simply refuses to stop. That is why persistence always wins. That is why the world eventually bows to the unbreakable. And that is why if you refuse to quit, victory is not just possible, it is inevitable. Victory in the end is not about luck, talent, or the blessings of others. It is about the will to endure when every reason to quit surrounds you. The truth is simple. You will be tested, you will be broken, and you will be pushed further than you ever thought you could go. But as long as you breathe, as long as you keep moving forward, the fight is not over. You may fall 1,000 times, but the one time you rise and refuse to stay down will rewrite everything. That is the moment life bends in your favor. The pain you feel today will become the strength you carry tomorrow. The belief you plant today will grow into victories the world cannot deny. The discipline you live by will forge the life most people only dream of. And the refusal to quit will make you unstoppable. You are the fighter of your dream, the protector of your destiny, the warrior of your own story. Never surrender it, because in the end, victory belongs to you, not because it was handed to you, but because you refused to quit when others did. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Your time is coming.